this might be a good list. It's not going to have Pig on it. Even Pig is brand new, but Pig is a good movie. It's very good. Do we have Leaving Las Vegas? Because the last time I tried to do this, Leaving Las Vegas wasn't on the list that somebody had populated. There's National Treasure 1. What kind of order are these in? There's Leaving Las Vegas. No Willy's Wonderland. Oh, with your nephew across the country. Oh, cool. Okay, okay, cool. I thought you meant like a work Zoom. I'm like, ugh. On a Sunday, forget that. Yeah, it doesn't have Willy's Wonderland, so it's not that new. So it's missing Willy's Wonderland. It does have Mandy. It's not going to have Pig on it either. Now, what I've learned. All right, we're going to do this list. This is a list of Nic Cage movies. If I haven't seen it, it's going to stay at the bottom. We'll switch to presentation mode so I'm not blinding you all. There's a lot I haven't seen. And some of these, it's kind of hard to even say because Brian De Palma, the documentary, I've seen it. It's not a Nic Cage movie. Like, I'm not ranking it. Even though I've seen it, it's a pretty good documentary. If it's not being ranked, it goes to the bottom. Red Rock West, haven't seen it. I don't know what that is, haven't seen it. Between Worlds, haven't seen it. We're just going to go through here. Zandali, I think I've seen it, but I'm not sure. Birdie, gone. Cotton Club. Deadfall. Wow, this list does go through some old school movies. Honeymoon in Vegas, seen it. Haven't seen that one. Vampire's Kiss, I have seen it. Seen Joe. Racing with the Moon, haven't seen it. I don't even know what that is. At least I can kind of read these a little bit better. I'll be honest, I haven't seen Peggy Sue Got Married. We're trying to go through and pull all these ones I haven't seen. 8mm wasn't on that other one. Lord of War. Next. Sunny. I've seen Sunny. Documentary about Roman Polanski. Haven't seen it, but even if I had, whatever. Ant Bully. Haven't seen it. Astro Boy movie? Haven't seen it. G-Force. That's that movie with the... Yeah. This whoever made this list did a really good job because they've picked posters that you can actually read. Dying of the Light. Vengeance. USS Indianapolis. Teen Titans movie. Humanity Bureau. Wow, I haven't seen a lot of these movies. Holy crap, there's a lot of Nic Cage movies I haven't seen. Holy crap. Trust. Frozen Ground. The Runner. I forgot he's in Trespass. But this is a much better list, though, I will say. I'm pulling all the ones I haven't seen down to the bottom. What's this one? Oh, the Superman Lives documentary. Sorry, I haven't seen it. But there's one up here I hadn't seen, and I scrolled past it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Pay the Ghost, haven't seen. I've seen Trespass. Stolen. Looks like Taken. Raising Arizona's on here, right here. This list is much more thorough than the one I was trying to do earlier tonight. Okay, I've got a little over 3 rows full of movies I haven't seen. Alright. This is the one. He's like kissing a girl on it. Oh, Captain Corelli's Mandolin. I have seen that. Okay. Here we go. This is the Nicolas Cage movie ranking, Tiermaker. I found a list earlier tonight and tried to do it. I got 2/3 of the way through it and realized it was missing Leaving Las Vegas. It was missing National Treasure 1. It was missing... there's like 4 or 5 like really good movies of his that I haven't seen. Or that I have seen and weren't on the list. Like, come on. But this list is thorough. It's not as updated to where it doesn't have stuff from 2021. So, no Willy's Wonderland, no Pig. But other than that, what is this other one here? I don't know what that is. but I know I haven't seen it, so we'll put it down there at the bottom. Because there's no ranking for ones I don't have a list or haven't seen, we'll just shove them to the bottom. Jay and Silent Bob reboot. It's hard to rank this as a Nick Cage movie because he's barely in it. We're putting it as D tier. I'm sorry, the last Jay and Silent Bob movie was terrible. It was so bad. I swear, Kevin Smith, I love you, man, but you gotta cut back on the weed just a little bit. All right? Tusk was fucked up and a tiny bit good, but not good. Yoga Hosers was one of the worst films I've ever seen. Jay and Silent Bob reboot was so bad. Like, if you want to keep working, please just put the pipe down for a little while. All right, there. I got that off my chest. All right, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He is the noir Spider-Man in this, and I love his voice work in it. And it's a good movie too, but when we're doing these ratings on Nick Cage movies, we're rating his performances and where the movies rank in terms of the pantheon of Nicolas Cage. Like Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. It's not a great movie, but it was directed by Werner Herzog, and he is hilarious in it. All right? Totally tongue-in-cheek, funny. Yes, it's an A. The movie itself, not great. He's hilarious in it. It's one of his better films in terms of watching and having a laugh at it. Sorcerer's Apprentice. I have seen this movie. He's okay in it, but I can't really give him a B. It's a C. It's a C. Snowden. Who is he in Snowden? You gotta give me a minute. Because I've seen the movie. Hank Forrester. Yeah, gotta give me a second. Is he a made-up character? Because I don't see anything I can click on that. I mean, is he even in the movie at all? It's a D. And by the way, if you want to see a really good movie about Edward Snowden, watch the documentary. I think it won Best Documentary Feature, the Academy Awards. What's it called? It's a one-word title. I've seen it a couple of times. It's talking about being in the right place at the right time when shit happened. That version of the movie, eh. Nicolas Cage and Nicole Kidman in Trespass. You know what? It's not a bad movie, and he's kind of good in it. Bangkok Dangerous. Oh my god, it's so bad. And it's a remake of a decent Korean film, but the remake is so bad. Planet Terror and Death Proof. I'm gonna come clean. I have not seen Planet Terror. I've seen Death Proof. Juggernaut, what's up? Oh, you're gonna lurk? All right. Glad you're here. We're ranking Nicolas Cage movies. Is Nicolas Cage in Planet Terror, or is he? He's not in Death Proof, is he? I don't think he's in Planet Terror. What? I don't think he's in either one of these any of these movies. Oh, he's in one of the fake trailers. Okay, we can't count that. We can't count that. You can't count it if he's in a fake trailer during a movie. You just can't. Come on. You gotta do more than that. Yeah, he's in a fake trailer that's in between the two movies, because they had some fake trailers. That doesn't count. Yeah, because I was like, he wasn't in either of those, I'm pretty sure. All right, let's get a couple of S tiers in here. Matchstick Men is S tier. If you've never seen Matchstick Men, I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic Ridley Scott movie, good drama. His performance in it is fantastic. He's twitchy. He has a daughter that he hasn't seen in a long time who comes back into his life. Him and another dude are con men, and damn, is it a good movie. It's so good. Like, very underrated. S tier. You know what else is S tier? National Treasure, baby. If we're talking memes for Nicolas Cage, this is the peak right here. National Treasure. It's the best. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. How do you top that? The whole movie's fun. It is kind of an okay. It's a lot of a Raiders of the Lost Ark type ripoff, mixed with oh god, Angels and Demons, Dan Brown, Da Vinci Code. It's totally a ripoff of the Da Vinci Code and Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I don't care. It's fun. It's super fun. Mandy. I gotta tell you, the movie itself, I'm on the fence about. Like, I kind of respect it more than I like it, but he is unreal in that movie, and it looks fantastic. S-tier Nicolas Cage performance and film in terms of his... People who talk about Nicolas Cage movies in the last 5 years, this one comes up every time. You gotta give it props. He's good in Kick-Ass. He's good in Kick-Ass, and I like the movie. Is it one of his top tier films? No, it's mid-tier. Nicolas Cage. It's mid-tier. Valley Girl. Same. Fast Times. He's not in it a whole lot, but when he is in it, it's okay. I almost feel like I need to rank it as C. I'm going to put it as a C. Fast Times, classic movie, right? But Nicolas Cage is not in it that. In fact, I want to say it was one of his first films. All right, let's get some D tier. In fact, worse than D tier out of the way. Let's get both of those Ghost Rider films in there. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. The second one is only a tiny bit better than the first, but I ain't saying much. Ghost Rider's straight up trash. Gart, do you want to be in on this? You want to be in on this? You want to get in my Discord and help me out with this? Because I'm happy to have you if you want. If you just want to hang out in the chat and watch, that's cool too. World Trade Center, like, I'm putting it as a C. Not that it's a bad movie. It's not a trademark Nicolas Cage movie because he's trying to be. It's not the movie for that. It's not the movie for that. So that's why I got to put it lower tier for Nicolas Cage. It's not that it's a bad film. It's a decent film. But when you're talking Nicolas Cage performances, it's definitely in the second half. Okay, Gart, no problem. Okay, so that was National Treasure Book of Secrets. Let me correct this. I'm putting Book of Secrets slightly below, but it's still really good. So what I said about National Treasure, that's the first one. National Treasure Book of Secrets, still pretty fun. It's gotten better the more I've watched it. The first time I watched it, I didn't really like it. Second time I watched it, I was like, you know what? This is a fun guilty pleasure, just like the first one. It's not quite as good, though. Sunny. Sunny is... little indie film. I don't think he's... He directed it, okay? But you can live without seeing Sunny. Knowing. That's yeah, I'll give it an A. I mean, the script is actually not bad. The CG in it's really good. It's not as good as some critics said. Frickin' Roger Ebert gave it 4 stars. Like, come on, man. Slow down. Next is slightly not as good as Knowing, but it's kind of fun. Guilty pleasure. I was thinking about it being lower on the list, but it's been a while since I've seen it, and there's some funny Nicolas Cage moments in that, so we'll put it in the middle. Adaptation. It's a C, but only because he's playing 2 different roles, and they're very different. It's a good performance. I know he got nominated for an Oscar for it. I hate the movie. Like, I think it's Charlie Kaufman's worst film. I don't like it. But it's not, I don't like it because of Nicolas Cage. I think the script is not good. I think the casting's all right. The premise is okay. It's just so, it is not a good follow-up to Being John Malkovich. It's kind of up its own ass a little bit. If you do that, you got to do it right. And I didn't think that movie did it. So personally, not a favorite of mine. City of Angels. This is Nicolas Cage being a romantic lead. And, you know, it's not as good as the movie that inspired it, but it's actually not a bad movie. But it's also one of those movies where he kind of started to realize he didn't want to be a leading man. He did action. Like Face Off, S tier, hello, Face Off, amazing. Still my favorite John Woo American-made film. I'm trying to think of how many he did in the US. That is still my favorite John Woo American film. It's so over the top, it's so batshit stupid, and I love it. Bringing Out the Dead. He's got some good lines in that movie. Underrated. Scorsese film. Small scale, good movie. Very good movie, and he's very good in it. He starts, as the movie gets more and more into it, you spend one night with these ambulance folks, EMTs basically, and he gets a little weirder and weirder as the movie goes on. Very good Nicolas Cage performance. It's one people don't really think about when they think about Nick Cage. Con Air. Man, it's either A+ or S-. There's so many good people in that movie, so many great actors. It's not a Nick Cage vehicle, but it's a fun movie. He's good in it. You got to give love. It's more of an A+, S-. 8mm. God. Such a weird movie that this came out from a major studio. It's so weird. I'm leaving it as a B. But man, it's such a weird movie. I don't know what to say about 8mm. It's from Kevin Andrew Walker. Is that his name? Andrew Kevin Walker? The writer of Seven. And Joel Schumacher made it. And it's dark. The premise is really dark. But then it just kind of doesn't see it through. God, it's hard to describe. If you haven't seen 8mm, if you catch it on cable, it's never on TV though. Like, it's never on TV. I don't know why. All right, Wicker Man is A tier. The movie itself, so bad, so funny, hilarious. Kind of like Bad Lieutenant. Bad Lieutenant's a better movie, but it knows it's taking the piss, as my British friends say. The Wicker Man, I think, was meant to be a serious film, and it's so unintentionally hilarious. I don't know if the director knew that he was fucking around or not, but my God, The Wicker Man is hilarious. Not the bees. He punches out. He's in a bear costume and he punches a woman in the face. He like steals a bike from some girl. Like, there's so many. Like, there's like a 3-minute YouTube montage, and it's the funniest shit ever. And then the ending. That movie is not creepy. It's trying to be creepy, but he is so funny in it. He's so over the top. Terrible movie, great Nicolas Cage. If you want to laugh at a Nicolas Cage movie, there you go. The Family Man. God, what a good movie. Like, The Family Man, it's Nicolas Cage being a little unhinged, but not much. But it's one of Melissa's favorite Nicolas Cage movies. It's a romantic drama with a little bit of comedy. It's a Christmas movie. It's the whole, he wakes up and he's in a different life. It's a good movie. Kiss of Death. David Caruso eating up the scenery the whole time. You just can't. Captain Corelli's Mandolin. God, that movie is so slow and boring. I don't mind period dramas sometimes. I don't mind romantic dramas. When you think about Nicolas Cage, that's the last movie you think of. Leaving Las Vegas is A tier, and it's at the top of A tier. He won the Oscar, and for good reason. He is amazing in it. And it's a reminder, when you watch that film, you're like, God, Nicolas Cage can act. He just chooses a lot of movies where he doesn't have to, or what's asked of him is so... He does this esoteric, weird thing in a lot of the movies that he's in. In this movie, he just acts his ass off, and I've read the book, and it's a really sad story, by the way. Not just the movie itself is super sad. And Mike Figgis, it's still his best work by far. But the fact that the writer of the book sold the rights to the book, and when he heard that they were making a movie of it, he committed suicide. Like, you talk about just dark shit. They still went forward with the movie, and it's an incredible movie. As far as films about alcoholism go, it's right up there with Paul Newman's The Verdict. They're two of the best, like, straight alcoholism films ever made. Lord of War, good movie. A little long, and I'm not really crazy about the ending, but his performance in it is pretty solid. It's almost a B tier, but the narration in it is one of those movies where I don't like narration in a lot of movies. The narration in this is so good. I'm going to rank it as a high B. We're going to put it as a high B. I think that's fair. Drive Angry, hilarious. It's still a B. It's mid-tier B. The first 20 minutes of Drive Angry, I was like, this movie sucks. And then I realized, oh, it's like a whole demon hell thing going on. Okay. This is actually really funny. And it's hilarious. So, Gart chimes in, Lord of War is S tier for me. A lot of people like this movie more than I did. He's really good in it, and the movie's good. I just, in terms of Nicolas Cage, God, you know what? The more I think about it, it's probably an A tier. It's probably A tier. I'm going to put it towards the back of A tier, but I need to watch it again. I need to watch it again. It is a good movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Oh, dude, the first 15 minutes or so, or first 10 minutes of Lord of War, the way it sets everything up, it's easily the best part of the movie. The whole rest of the movie doesn't quite live up to that. Raising Arizona is S tier. I might put it in the middle of S tier. It's not my number one favorite of his, but it's up there. Raising Arizona is a fucking great movie. Gone in 60 Seconds, B. It's a pretty good movie. It's fun. Angelina Jolie doing her thing. Robert Duvall doing his thing. He doesn't have a lot to do in it, but it's still pretty good. Still pretty good. It Could Happen to You, another romantic movie that actually is really damn good and based on a true story. We're going to put it over here, and it's definitely better than City of Angels. Oh, God, now that I'm looking at this, Trespass belongs down here. Snake Eyes. All right, this is one. Snake Eyes is love it or hate it. I like his performance in it. I don't like the last 15 minutes of this movie. It was an obvious rewrite, and it was. And the whole storm thing that they just threw in at the end, it's bad. He's pretty good in it, but as far as Nicolas Cage movies, I know some people rank it higher. For me, I can't go higher than a C. I'm sorry. It's one of my least favorite De Palma films. And he's made a couple of weird movies. It just doesn't hang together. The setup is great. That whole one-take thing is very, very Scorsese, of him walking around meeting all these famous people. They filmed it during the pregame of an actual boxing match. Like, it was... I don't know how De Palma got them to do that. But again, the first 10 or 15 minutes of that movie is by far the reason to see it. Everything else after it is okay and then shit. The Rock. It's S tier. Don't at me. If you think The Rock isn't S tier, we got problems. I'm even going to put it above Raising Arizona. I can't put it above Face Off, though. I can't. And, I'm going to put Matchstick Men over here behind those two. Yeah, right there. Still a great movie. But I can't put Matchstick Men above this. So I'm basically ranking all of these right now as I'm doing this. Wind Talkers. It's a John Woo movie. It's not terrible. But it's, sorry, Nicolas Cage. That's not one of your best works. Moonstruck. He's great in Moonstruck. Another good romantic movie. We'll put it right there. Cher won the Oscar for Best Actress in that, too. Something in my eyes. Amos and Andrew. God, I haven't seen this movie in forever. It's funny. I'm going to put it as a C, like mid-C. If you ever catch this one on cable, or if it's on streaming, him and Samuel L. Jackson together, very good. Like, it's not the Last Kiss Goodnight good, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Wild at Heart. This is an early Nicolas Cage film. Somewhere in here. Nicolas Cage wasn't Nicolas Cage. He wasn't really Nick Cage yet when they made that. He was still, he was young, he was getting started. Honeymoon in Vegas, B tier. B tier Nicolas Cage. Unhinged at times. Good movie. That's a fair place to put it. Joe. Good movie. Nicolas Cage, Ty Sheridan. I forgot about this movie. It's a C, but it's mid C. No, I can't put it ahead of... I mean, he's better in Snake Eyes than he is in Joe. But Joe is a subtle movie. He's subtle in it. We're getting close to the end, by the way, because I'm almost done. Trapped in Paradise. What a great Christmas movie. Like, if y'all haven't seen Trapped in Paradise, check it. He is funny in it. So are the other two folks that are in it. It's... basically, they're bank robbers. They steal some shit, and then they get stuck in a town. They get basically blizzarded into a town. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I can't put it above Lord of War, though. Hey, you know, it's B tier, actually, now that I'm looking at it. It's B tier. Here's where we'll put it right there. Guarding Tess. Not a bad movie, but not, like, nowhere near good Nicolas Cage. Season of the Witch. Oh, this is D tier. It's so bad. It's so bad. He keeps wearing these really bad long-haired wigs. I don't understand it. Vampire's Kiss is kind of funny, but it's C. Like low C. Like low C. And here's the rest of the list. So I have not seen a ton of these Nicolas Cage movies, and a couple of them I don't count as Nick Cage movies. Like, he's in a movie trailer in between Planet Terror and Death Proof. He's in one of those fake trailers. That doesn't count. De Palma. They show him because they show clips of him and maybe a little bit of an interview. I've seen the documentary about Brian De Palma. It's a documentary with him. It doesn't belong. It shouldn't be there. Get it out. Red Rock West. If I've seen that, it's been so long ago that I don't feel fair reviewing it. Same with Zandali. I'm pretty sure I've seen that, but I don't remember. I have not seen Cotton Club. I feel like I should. Look, it's The Boy in Blue. Look at this. Look at him all ripped. Racing with the Moon. Haven't seen it. Welcome to Hollywood. That's another documentary. Wanted and Desired. Roman Polanski documentary. Haven't seen that one either. But it's a documentary, even if you have seen it. Like, look at all these direct-to-video movies. Okay, so if Pig was on here, it would be a mid-tier A. His performance in Pig is so incredible. Y'all check out Pig. It is on video on demand or in theaters right now. Very subtle, understated movie. I got a little choked up at the end. So good. It's not the John Wick setup you think, where someone steals his pig and now he's gonna go kill everyone. It is the anti-John Wick, and I say that as someone who loves the John Wick movies. It's nothing like him. He's a chef. And then if Willy's Wonderland was in here, it's probably C tier. The movie's funny. He doesn't say a single word in the movie. Spoiler alert. Like, that's why he took the role. He's like, oh, that's interesting. I'll take that role. And he takes the role, and he never says a single word in the movie. It's so weird. Teen Titans Go to the Movies was better than you'd think it would be. I have not seen it, so I can't rank it. If they had a shelf here for movies I haven't seen, it would be the biggest. But Teen Titans Go to the Movies. So he does the voice of somebody in that, obviously, since it's animated. Yeah, Cotton Club's probably a blind spot for me. That's a movie I have not seen. I probably should. A lot of the rest of these are movies I have no desire to see. He was Superman in Teen Titans. Okay. I just watched Willy's Wonderland the other night and loved it. I mean, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I just, as I was like 20 minutes into it, I was like, is he going to speak in this, or is that the joke? And then by the end, I'm like, he's gonna say something. Nope. They roll credits. Holy shit, he didn't say a single word. It was almost like a high wire act, except it wasn't. It was okay. It also, this list is missing Color Out of Space, which is based on an H.P. Lovecraft story. Color Out of Space, I would put probably in the C tier. He's actually pretty subtle in it until the end. Weird movie, weird story. That would be a C tier. I would put Willy's Wonderland C tier as well. He doesn't say a single word. If we're talking performances, I mean, he beats the shit out of a lot of stuff. I mean, if it's B, it's like B minus. If it's C, it's maybe towards the top of C. And Pig would be mid-tier A. You think you're down with at least with the C tier? Yeah. See, I'm not judging the movies here. Some of these movies are actually good movies, but his performance. I'm talking his performances. But also, like Mandy. I don't think Mandy's an S tier movie. Like for me, if I'm rating it, it's like a 7 out of 10. But his performance in it is so out of control, and I love it. I love his performance in the movie more than I love the movie. Right, so are we good with these rankings? I don't think I can put Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse ahead of these other ones for his performance. It's a great movie, but yeah, he's a voice actor in it. I gotta do that. We'll put Bringing Out the Dead a little bit higher. Matchstick Men's in the back, but it's still S tier. He's really good in that movie. These are, I think, his best performances on this list. In fact, you know, if Pig was on here, I'd probably put it towards the back of S because his performance in it is so understated and subtle. It's really good. You would have Lord of War as S tier, but you're good with all the ones you've seen on this list. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're mostly down with me on this. For me, Leaving Las Vegas is his best film, his best performance. Not just because he won an Oscar. He does a wide range of subtle to manic and crazy to pathetic and sad. He does it all in that movie. And Elizabeth Shue is perfect in it as well. And they both should have won, honestly. She doesn't have quite as much to do, but she still has a lot to do. Face Off is hysterical. It's got great action. It's the best John Woo film, the best film in America that John Woo's ever made. The Rock, it's the first movie that Nicolas Cage made where he showed you he can be an action star. Stanley Goodspeed, just the name alone is S tier. Raising Arizona, it's a lot of people's favorite Coen Brothers film. I mean, for me, it's probably still Big Lebowski or Fargo. Blood Simple is great too. God, the Coen Brothers. Okay, we're gonna have to rank Coen Brothers films next. Maybe not tonight, but some other time. Coen Brothers films. I think I've seen every Coen Brothers film. That might have to be the next list. National Treasure. That movie's a national treasure. It's a ripoff, but that's okay. It rips off a couple of... Who cares? It's fun as shit. He's nuts in Mandy. And then Matchstick Men. Great movie. Good Ridley Scott film, underrated. It's been on HBO for a while recently. I started rewatching it, but it was like halfway through. I'm like, I just need to rewatch it from the beginning. I've seen it twice. It was better the second time, even though I know the twist is coming. Con Air, should that be top of the A's? Yeah, I think so. I like this A ranking here. No, National Treasure 2 needs to be in the middle. Yeah. In terms of his performances, I'll put Family Man just above that. Yeah, I like that ranking for A tier. Wicker Man, terrible movie. One of the just the worst but best. It's so bad it's good performance by Nicolas Cage. Kick-Ass. He's fun as the dad in that movie, and it's Kick-Ass was a good movie. The sequel, not quite as much. Valley Girl's probably rated a little high there, honestly. 8mm. Yeah, that's good. I never realized how many romantic comedies he's done, romantic dramas. He's been in quite a few. He was kind of a leading man for a while. C tier. Well, we'll put Snake Eyes towards the top of C tier. We'll do that. Sorcerer's Apprentice towards the bottom. Even though I don't like the movie adaptation, his performance in it's pretty strong. He's really good in Joe. It's comparable to Pig in terms of his subtlety. And then the D tier. I mean, should we even? The fact that he's in Jay and Silent Bob for like 5 seconds, I shouldn't even count it. But it is a movie that he's in, a fiction movie. I don't count documentaries. You can't. If someone's in a documentary, you can't count that as a movie. When I did the Arnold Schwarzenegger list, I couldn't count. Pumping Iron wasn't on there, but I couldn't count it even if it was because it's a documentary. I mean, he's himself. He's not acting. I did watch Pumping Iron, though, a couple days ago because it was on HBO Max. It's a pretty good movie. Pretty good. I see why it's so influential in terms of documentaries. And the way he played head games, chef's kiss. He's barely in Snowden. This is his worst romantic drama, Captain Corelli's Mandolin. Season of the Witch is funny, but it's so bad. He's so bad. Like, you're laughing at him the whole time. Like, why did you take this movie? Bangkok Dangerous. Really, dude? The Ghost Rider films. The second one's slightly ahead of the first one. But that's it. So, there's my list of Nicolas Cage movies. Everything that's on this list. Missing like 3 of the more recent films. But other than that, it's a pretty thorough list. What do you think? If you're watching this on YouTube, throw down in the comments, what's your favorite Nicolas Cage performance of all time? Tell me. Chat on Twitch, if you're still here. What's your favorite Nicolas Cage performance of all time? Is it Leaving Las Vegas? Is it Face Off? Is it The Rock? Is it one lower down here that I've got rated lower that you actually think he's great in? Maybe you like the Ghost Rider films. Hey, more power to you. But other than that, I think we're done for the evening. It is almost 1 a.m. I'm tired. I need to get to bed. But thank you all for hanging out and watching this Tiermaker. I appreciate it. And now I'm going to go to bed.